Welcome to another Chilterns National Landscape Access Guide. In this video, we're visiting a location that doesn't just have one accessible walk, it has two, because we're at Dunstable Downs.
And today we are taking the Woodland walk. Dunstable Downs is a National Trust site and has been an important feature in this area since Neolithic times, with the Five Knolls burial site at the base of the Downs being a scheduled monument.
This is a favourite attraction for locals and for visitors from further afield, because there's just so much to enjoy here.
Kite flying, art trails, stunning views, and if you look up, you might spot the gliders soaring overhead from the nearby gliding club. And sharing some of those same thermals, the incredible red kites, which are a real highlight of any visit. When planning a visit, you'll find Dunstable Downs just off the B4541, Whipsonade Road, Dunstable, Bedfordshire, LU6 2GY.
The entrance to Dunstable Downs is well signposted, and there are 13 blue badge parking bays. There are 6 on hard standing and 7 on gravel, and it's free to park.
But if you are using standard parking, check the website for details before you visit. And by the car park, you'll find accessible toilets, including baby change facilities.
The visitor centre is a great place to start, because that's where you can get these tramper all-terrain scooters and a mountain trike all-terrain wheelchair. To book them, you need to ring 01582 500 920, and they're available in 2-hour slots.
They also offer sensory bags for neurodiverse visitors and even art supplies for the children, which is a lovely touch.
Next door to the visitor centre is this, the cafe, bookshop and National Trust shop. Perfect for a coffee and a bit of cake. Also inside, there's another accessible toilet.
There are accessible benches outside the cafe, so you can grab a meal or a coffee and enjoy the stunning views without venturing on any further.
A little tip, some of the going can be a bit tricky because of the inclines. So my advice, bring a power attachment like I've got, a power chair or scooter, or use some of the all-terrain options available. Well, I've got my trusty setup, so let's go.
The initial slope is about 1 in 14, so fairly manageable going down, but something to keep in mind on the return journey.
Both of the access walks begin here by the windcatcher sculpture that captures all this gorgeous fresh air and feeds it back to the visitor centre.
For the Woodland walk,
you turn left at the sculpture and go towards the wooded area.
The path here is about 2.3 metres wide with a crushed gravel surface on hard standing.
To ensure that you're travelling with most of the inclines, it's best here to take the left-hand path in that direction. It's off towards the picnic benches, which are a great place to stop and have a lovely little bite to eat with a fantastic view. But to get to them, you do need to travel across grass.
As you enter the wood, you'll traverse this gully. It's not too difficult, and then you're surrounded by the flora and fauna of the Downs.
Along the walk, you can take a couple of different routes. There's a shorter walk this way that avoids most of the inclines and only takes in one of the viewpoints, or you go this way, the way I'm going, the longer route. And along the walk, you'll find these charming sculptures of animals you might see along the way. And they're all accompanied with signs telling you how to say that animal name in British Sign Language. And here we are at the first of the viewpoints.
This is what it's all about. Wide open skies, incredible views. And if you're lucky, you'll see those red kites gliding effortlessly overhead.
Just a little bit further is the next viewpoint. But I think it's time to pop back to the visitor centre and grab a coffee and maybe a little bit of cake.
This is the only incline against you if you take this route, but it is around 1 in 9, so it's a little steep to manage if you're a wheelchair user. But it's not so hard if you've got some additional power. And also, just before the end of this walk, there's a fantastic area for the kids where you can build a den.
Well, I'm back now at the visitor centre, and it gives me time to enjoy my coffee and my cake in peace with these wonderful views. Dunstable Downs is a great family day out, and it's very accessible too. Whether you want to come to the cafe and sit in the warm, come outside, coffee and cake on a bench and look at the lovely views, or take one of the accessible walks. It's perfect and it's a great place to come. And there's loads of events and activities that are regularly held too. So my advice, get yourself to Dunstable Downs as soon as you can.